Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chroma Awards live stream. We're live streaming every week, Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific time and Wednesdays at noon Pacific time. Today we got a few announcements. We have a fun watch party planned where we get to see some folks' early Chroma submissions, as well as talking to Noah Miller and Claire Shui from Wonder Studios. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
So
totally.
yeah,
So
let's
why
start
don't
with the
we?
announcements.
Yeah. So first, we got free trials. A reminder for you: if you grab a free trial for like one of our sponsors, some of those are going to expire soon. So make sure you cancel the credit card and make sure you check each of the tools that you subscribe, and make sure you can cancel them in time so you don't get charged. Okay, and second, submission deadline. Well, don't forget the official deadline now is November 3rd, and you must submit through the official platform. If you only post it in Discord, that doesn't count. You still need to go to that post, go to our website, go to that post, and submit your projects. And third, there is going to be a extension poll actually on our Discord channel because a lot of you are kind of asking us to give extension. So go to our Discord channel and you will find a link and you can click on it and do the poll. And that's our announcement for the first month. All right.
Yeah. So really excited to watch some of those early submissions today. And cool seeing like some people like Lyra join who shared their work with us. So if you have any questions or want to chat with us, just respond in our YouTube live stream. So let's bring in the rest of the team. We got Brogan,
Hello,
we
Brogan.
got Noah, and we
Noah.
got Claire. So welcome, guys. Just quick intros. Claire Shui is head of partnership at Wonder Studios, as well as being a producer for the Chroma Awards. So doing a lot of double duty there. Great part of the community. And Noah Miller is a screenwriter and director who's worked in traditional films as well as AI films, and is one of the directors for the Beyond the Loop anthology series at Wonder Studios. So we're gonna watch a short film Drift as well as the behind the scenes of it first. Claire, do you want to give a little introduction of Wonder Studios and what this anthology series is?
Wonder Studio is a new creative studio that defines sort of a new era of storytelling. We were born out of a community and we aim to bring world the most innovative talents together to producing groundbreaking films, advertisings, original content. So the Beyond the Loop, our Wonder Original Anthology series, first season is one of the example of how we bring together the most innovative talents together for creating original content.
Awesome. So yeah, let's watch Noah's film, The Drift. Do you have anything you want to set up for us, Noah, before we watch it?
No, just give it a go.
All right, let's give it a go.
Freighter KLS-7. You are ordered to heave to and prepare for boarding. Failure to comply will be met with lethal force. This is your final warning.
Fuck me, is that who I think it is?
Rix, I know it's you.
Amanda Claypool. Fancy meeting you way out here in the void. Just a slight navigational error. We'll just be on our way.
Cap. He's got the same name as you.
You should. Rick's brother.
Hang on. He's not gonna give up easily. Point doubles.
I can't get a lock. He's dropping sensor codes, sir.
Those asteroids, they're unrefined fuel deposits. Find the nearest and target.
Concentration is highly volatile. A chain reaction.
Do it!
Ricks, we're not gonna make it!
Fuck this, I'm taking us in. Oh. Fucking fire everything we got left! Fucking everything!
Lieutenant!
Hull breaches decks 3, 4, and 5. Weapon systems critically damaged. Main power failing.
And Rosanna.
They're dead in the water.
Ricks, enough!
I am glad you are still with me, brother. We both got bloody noses, so why don't we call it square?
Do you have any idea what you stole? It's a micro black hole generator. That device could destroy a star. Trillions could die.
Makes sense why they were paying so much. Well, it looks to me like you're in no condition to take us on. And well, I've got enough to your engine to repair, so seems to me we got ourselves a bit of a race. Hey, Griggs, play my song, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. My chick is 1 out of a million. She a grand prize. Met her on the dash, bust up in Van Nuys. That pretty face, accent, and them tan thighs made me fantasize all day. I hit it like boom, boom, hey. She is untouchable. Boom, boom, hey. I'm telling you, man, she don't quit. I hit it like boom, boom, hey. She is untouchable.
Hey, turn it up in the wide band.
Is that music, sir? Well, if that's psychological warfare, it's working.
It's always been like this.
Sir?
Since we were kids. I was home one day from boot camp and I caught him stealing from my parents' shop, selling my father's whiskey on the street. Cheap stuff. Made in a steal, but it was how they made their money. Wow. He didn't care. I struggled to turn him in, I really did. And then he called me scared one day, telling me some local gang was targeting him. You know, he pulled on every heartstring I had. So, I ran to save him, like the good brother I am. I beat the hell out of those kids, the two of us, together. Felt great. Like turning the corner together. It was bullshit. Yeah, he used me to scare the other kids off the territory that he wanted. It made me complicit. Never again.
Chef, I got it open.
So this is a black hole.
Well, it can make one.
Reactors coming online. You can fire when ready, Commander.
Ricks, enough. This is over. Surrender, or I will destroy you.
Be honest, Howard. After all these years, you wouldn't really kill your little brother, would you?
My family are the brothers and sisters I serve with. You're just a pirate. Shit. Fire! Lieutenant, emergency FTL now! Get us the hell out of here!
Commander, the final sensor telemetry from the engagement. There's an anomaly we picked up just before your brother's ship was destroyed. Looks like he had one sensor ghost left. Made it appear like he had been destroyed in the blast.
Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. My chick is 1 out of a million. She a grand prize. Met her on the dash, bust up in Van Nuys. That pretty face, accent, and them tan thighs made me fantasize all day. I hit it like boom, boom, hey. She is untouchable. Boom, boom, hey. I'm telling you, man, she don't quit. I hit it like boom, boom, hey. She is untouchable. Boom, boom, hey. And I don't think I can handle this shit. What's my motherfucking name? Rosanna, freaky little mama. She be tryna fuck all day. Hit it from the morning to the evening. She be still fiending. Little mama said that don't play. What's my motherfucking
Oh my gosh. That's cool. Yeah, we'll fix the camera situation, but
Oh yeah.
that was awesome.
Thanks.
I love the song at the end. What a vibe. I mean, while I work, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna pull up the behind the scenes of the film, so I think that'd be really cool to watch too. So let's take a look at that really quick.
I'm Noah Miller, and this is The Drift. The Drift is a sci-fi action film about two brothers who've taken two different paths in their lives, and they meet in space. All their family stuff kind of comes out in this moment. It's really actually a simple story about two brothers, and all the space stuff is just fun whipped cream on top.
That device could destroy a star. Trillions could die.
This is very much just hitting that 2000s era science fiction of just go, 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 and fun and energetic.
I will destroy you.
I didn't start it like a straight filmmaker. I was just a screenwriter. That was my only goal. And for 10 years, I hit the circuit where I was pitching and getting the water bottles and throwing them in the back of the car, going through 100 different pitches over and over and over again, and projects would get all the way up to right about when they're about to shoot and then fall apart. I became a director because that process drained the hell out of me. Actually, I've done a few other short films. I did a for the 30th anniversary of Alien, short called Alone. While I was working on the Alien short film, VFX was incredibly expensive and I could not afford it within our budget. So I had to learn all of that. And then AI comes along to make it faster and easier again. This is a hybrid film. We're using both live action and AI, which is like always my goal with AI. I love working with crews. I think it's more important than anything else. I actually think that most directors are made by their crews who have a wealth of knowledge. And they have a brain that knows some stuff better than I do. And I want that brain, and I want those ideas contributing to this whole thing. It's a collaborative project, rather than just you and a machine. Sam, who's my DP on this, is amazing. Half the shots are him on the fly going, hey, it should look like this. And it's 1,000 times better than what was in my head. And I wouldn't have had that if it's just me sitting at a computer, running shot after shot after shot, and then putting it together. So the human element's incredibly important. Like if we were doing this 7 years ago, this would be $150,000. It's like a significant cut less. It's still money, like it still costs. There's still, things associated with it. A lot of that's the fact that we're still using crew and cast, which, I will never let go of.
Play my song, man.
When I move into actually making this thing after we've written the script, where I did use almost complete generative AI, and it would be a sketch image to a storyboard, so I would be able to build out storyboards very quickly, and I make an animatic throughout it. And for this one, I went on to 11 Labs and just put dialogue for everybody, so I could hear the timing of it. It's not 100% perfect, but it gives me the idea of what the pacing of the film is going to be. We're using FAL quite often, especially like context, WAN. We'll be using it to do fine-tune training and LoRa creation and a ton of different stuff. This is an unsampling workflow that uses SDXL. It's the best version I've found to do a one-to-one style transfer on an image.
My family are the brothers and sisters I serve with.
And then these are our control nets, so we get a depth map. And then what it does is it takes that image and turns it back into noise, which is the noise that the AI model then looks at to create the image. And so we end up with a painted version of our original. It's actually, right now, it's more work than it is to shoot traditionally. A little bit more time to get it just right. I really like having the options in post to change things. And while I could still do that with AI now if we shot traditionally, it wouldn't be the same sort of setup. It just wouldn't. It would be adapting what we already shot into something new, rather than having this blank space that you can work with. I teach film history, and I see this as another new wave that's occurring. There is a chance for us to open up to new voices that we hadn't heard before. There's somebody out there who's going to be Godard in this space, who's going to get the newer, cheaper, faster tools. They didn't have access to it before. They can make a movie with 10 people instead of 200 people. And there's somebody out there who didn't have that opportunity to make a film within either a studio system or just indie finance. They just can't afford it, but their voice is amazing, and they would have been lost 5-6 years ago.
All right. Awesome. That's sick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, audience, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. But just to start off, like, can you give a little more details of that hybrid workflow that you used to make this film? I think it's pretty unique to see in this space. Oh, we can't hear you, Noah.
No, I think you are muted.
Hey, there we
Claire...
go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so my goal since the beginning has been to preserve actors' performances and be able to translate that across to something you can watch, which I think is incredibly important. Like, the whole reason we tell stories is to be moved in an emotional way in some way. Even an action film is just, the point is to feel the action of the film. And the only way you get that is the same way we've done it for millions and millions of years, which is seeing another human being feeling an emotion, and then we feel it ourselves from that. And that's really hard to replicate in traditional animation. It's still very hard in there. Like, you don't get the same sort of oomphy impact. And it's even hard to do when you're just filming somebody normally. So finding a way to sort of bridge those two things together has kind of always been my general goal.
Yeah, and I think, Claire, like, from the production side of things, like, what interesting challenges did that bring up? And like, what's been the reaction to this type of workflow too?
Well, I wasn't in charge of the day-to-day production. However, I think Noah can probably tell you a little bit more of what's the challenge there. I think what we already heard Noah said, currently doing this hybrid way of AI filmmaking is actually a little bit more work than doing it traditionally, just because there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed. And it's as amazing it is still, there are things that can be improved. But I think the challenge is how to work with the current technologies that is not perfect and it's not going to give you 100% control. So how do we kind of work reversely, kind of always almost of like learning what is the tech the model is capable of, and then reverse engineering it. What is your production going to look like? What is your filming is going to look like? What kind of things you can or cannot do, because the limitation of the tech.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to hear a little bit more about those types of limitations.
Yeah. So there's a few. We'll start with the one that's probably the most apparent: convincing people that they want to do this. A lot of actors like hear, oh, we're going to do an AI film. No, you're trying to take my job and you're trying to get rid of me. And so there's a little bit of hand holding there where you're like, hey, the point of this is to keep you involved. And that just takes a little bit of general convincing, which is, I mean, in any film, you got to convince people that it's worth their time for. So especially when we're doing just a little bit above minimum rates, because it's just sort of a dinky short film we're throwing together. So money doesn't really offset that. So instead, it has to be kind of an inspirational thing. Like, hey, we are trying to chart a way for actors to stay in the business. Same thing with my DP and all of my crew, my grips and gaffers. Like, hey, you have skills that are useful. We want to bring you across to whatever's coming next. And making that case with them is, at this point, it's not that difficult because I've got a group of people I work with. But at the beginning, it was a lot of convincing and sort of hand-holding and being like, this can work. Please trust me. Oh my God, it can work. So that's the first sort of hurdle. The second is just like, you don't know what is and isn't going to work. You can test things to the end of time with AI in its current state, and then you'll run a shot and it just will not work. It's just kind of the way it is. Hopefully that'll, it's gotten less and less as time has gone by, but there was like 2 or 3 shots in this where I was like, I don't understand what I could possibly have done wrong in the filming for it not to catch. But we found sort of workarounds for that. I'd say in the entire thing, there's only 2 shots where I'm like, I am happy with these. I think these were good finished products. The rest of it is all just limitations of what I thought we could do and what we actually could do, which actually is farther than where we ended up. When I'd done this process before, it was using pure unsampling with SDXL, which is kind of like an old archaic tool at this point. And then this moved into WAN 2.1, which just as we finish this, WAN 2.2 comes out. So you have no idea what and then just as we, like if I were to start one up now, by the time I get done with a 2.2 one, 2.5 will be a thing. So it instantly changes, and what your ability to do at that point changes a lot. And there's things the model does on its own that's amazing. One of the 2 shots that I love has this like dolly zoom, and it was like right at the right emotional moment where the character's making this decision. I didn't plan that. The model just decided a dolly zoom goes here because that's how the camera's kind of moving, and it worked perfectly. And I'm like, great, you're better than me at this, AI model. At least that one shot.
Yeah. I feel like that's the struggle that everybody who is making things in this space can relate to, is that like you're in the middle of working with these tools, like something will update and then the whole what you think you could do completely changes.
Yeah.
But earlier you were showing us a bit of the comfy workflow that you were using for style transfer. Do you want to pop that into the screen share again?
Yeah. Claire, I apologize. I am going to embarrass you a little bit with this. I did a second one too. So where's my share? Oh, where did share go? Is it on here? I no longer have a share button, you guys. That's interesting.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry, I was in full screen and it wasn't available there.
Okay.
Yeah. I always find that generally funny that you can be, on the cutting edge of stuff, but not know how to operate something really simple. Okay. Which one are we seeing? There we go. All right. So we'll get to this later. That's the shot that I really like. I think that's like the one perfect shot in this piece. But this is my unsampling workflow that I used to get the first image. Hey, look, there's Claire from earlier. She was talking. I apologize for embarrassing you, Claire. And the way this one works, I mean, this is the outputs that you get on the other side, but you have old school control nets that are kind of being slowly phased out at this point, but I still think they're incredibly useful, so that you get a depth. You get, what is this, teed, which is technically canny, which gives you like little lines around it. And then you have a, is this DW? Yeah, this is DW pose. I still call it open pose, so I always have to make sure that I'm not saying that, but this is a DW pose. It takes all of those and takes the original image and converts it into noise, which you heard me saying on the other thing. But this way you get a noise imprint that you can then run again through a sampler. And because the noise imprint is very, very close to what the final image is going to be, you get an extremely close, like 1-to-1 style transfer. which this one comes out like this. And then, hey, that does not look like Claire. So then I've turned it way down for this one just because it was being a little futzy. Usually I have it at like 50 or 75%, but then it takes her face from the original image, lays it back over the top, and you get something that's closer to your actor. And then this one I turned off completely because it takes a crap ton of processing power. This is just old school Ultimate SD upscale, which breaks, I think I have it set to 16, maybe 10. Anyway, it breaks into a bunch of little squares and redoes the entire image like that. So you get a very detailed final image back out the other end. And that's how I get my first frame of pretty much everything. And usually they come out like, let's see if I've got some open. They come out like this, which are which are just on white, and then I go and cut them out in Photoshop. You'll notice that's my desk chair and not the chair from the show because I used a 3D model to lay in the back, which I ran through the same process, and lay them over the top of each other and color correct it so they match, and then you have your first frame. And that's kind of the general process. And then I use this in WAN 2.1, which I don't have that workflow up right now because it's on a set of A100s that are currently being used in the cloud, so I can't access them at this moment. But then that gives me the final shot piece. And so
then every video clip is image to video.
Yes, well, it's kind of like video to video with a first frame image that gets laid over the top. So, for example, this shot, the first frame is just this, and then this is made, and then they lay over the top of each other, and then Juan runs it through. If I'm muted, good. Juan runs it through so that you get. It retains as much as it can. It retains the image on the top of the other image, if that makes any sense. This one I cheated a little bit because this is actually just another layer in After Effects that's tracked on and then blurred so that you get a nice foreground element. But all of them are kind of like that for at least the human stuff. All the space stuff is just image to video straight across with like 100 different types of video. Let's see what this one looks like.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Like kind of like building your own sort of style transfer workflow.
Yeah. And it all kind of comes from way back in the day. Like I started with Warp Fusion, which is very old at this point, but I still love that. Essentially was the same thing. It was just a LoRa and a video, and you let it go and you got what you want out the other side. And it vaguely conformed to the shape of the character underneath. And since then, I've just been evolving that as much as I can over and over and over and over again to try to get something that can feel somewhere between like traditional animation and filmmaking sort of mashed together.
Wow, it's really cool. I mean, so really quick, like, are you able to list off like some of the other tools and models that you used? Like you mentioned Fall in the video, and there's some other ones.
Well, Fall actually became really, really. Is it Fall or Foul? I went to their offices and I forgot to ask. Does anybody remember the right way to pronounce that?
Foul.
They just put you all on the spot. I'm sorry.
I think Nina say Foul.
Or is it actually an acronym? FAL.
It could be.
I think it's Foul. Don't quote me.
So I ended up like at the last week or so, I got kind of mercenary with this thing where I just started chopping stuff out. Like I think this version came out to like 8 minutes and the very first cut was like 15. So I've chopped a whole bunch of stuff out, mostly just waiting. But there were shots that I needed to finish. Like I just needed to get them done. And one of them was the one that I was complaining about before that just wouldn't catch no matter what. And it should. Like it's a very simple shot. It was that one.
Oh, yeah, we're not screen sharing anymore.
Oh, we're not? But... Hey, okay. Anyway, so there was one shot that wouldn't catch. It was to swear a little bit. It's where one of the characters says, fuck me, is that who I think it is? Kind of a memorable-ish line. Anyway, so she, for some reason, no matter what I would do, any version of that just wouldn't catch. The lips wouldn't catch. It wouldn't work if I ran it through any other type of like facial transfer stuff. It just wouldn't work no matter what I did. I tried going back to like 1.2.1 or one of the earlier ones that I was using. I tried using just the unsample workflow. It just would not do it. Something about the angle was weird, or I don't know. I don't know what it was. But then I just took the first image and the audio and put it in Infinite Talk and just said, just do it. Like whatever, 1 or 2 shots that do that, totally fine. It ended up being like 3 or 4, but like in the whole scheme of things, you probably couldn't pick out which one is just a straight image with an audio file running to drive the performance. I don't like doing that because it kills a little bit of the actress's performance and kind of makes guesses for them. But, some of the shots just have to get done.
Yeah, so then you can use something like FAL, like you can just really easily test those models,
Yeah.
not having to download a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because
Really
you
cool.
can see that my like workflow is kind of convoluted, and I'm usually running 2 or 3 ones plus personal jobs, and I have another machine over here that's usually running. And at some point, you just need to not be trying. Like Infinite Talk is a really good example because like that's like 5 or 6 models stacked on top of each other that have to be in a very specific folder structure, and I don't have the time to figure that out sometimes. So if it's preset somewhere else and you just have to drop the 2, you just say, yeah, great, here's my image, here's my audio. Please figure it out for me while I do other stuff.
Nice. So Claire, like, how did you come across Noah and like all of the other creators in this anthology series?
I think Noah's because he was the OG in the space, one of the first people who does this type of workflow, and we thought our first 3 episodes are all mostly fully AI generated, and then we really want to like highlighting the human elements of it as well. And I think Noah was the perfect person addition for this first season.
Yeah, I mean, what's been like the reaction you think to this type of workflow, especially from like the more traditional people in Hollywood?
It goes back and forth. There's people who are just always going to be like, no, we're not doing this. Anything that touches it, we're not interested in. But I think in general, once people see really it's the set with the crew, like it changes people's minds quite often, where they're pretty understanding that now this is not a replacement tool. It's just another way to get around to what you're trying to do. And I think people had to actually see that. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dogs losing their mind. But people had to see that in order for it to really sort of hit home. You can explain it all day and night, but until someone sees the like crew working on a set and I'm sitting there talking to an actor and figuring out how their performance is going to be, and the last thing we're thinking about really is AI at that point. We're just making a movie. I think it changes a lot of minds.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know,
I think we're just about time here. We got to shift over to our the watch party, but just to wrap things up, like Claire, are you able to share a little bit about what's next with Wonder and the innovative studio that you're building?
There's a lot of projects we're cooking with some like high profile, can't really share, but I think you will see it next Friday, this coming Friday or next Friday. I'm not 100% sure, but very soon there will be a really exciting project we'll release. But this is the season 1 of anthology we're doing. Then next year we'll do a season 2, so a lot more original content coming up, / like fun, exciting collaborative project as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks you guys for joining. I think Claire, you have to hop off, but Noah, you are going to join us for our little watch party, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Claire.
Yes. Thanks, Claire.
Bye, Claire.
Bye.
Bye.
All righty. So
Watch
shifting
party.
gears, shifting gears a little bit. I just thought that'd be a real fun activity for us to watch some of the early submissions to the Chroma Awards. So we had a bunch of people submit some of their projects, which is great. And I just chose 5 that give us a little bit of a variety of some of those submissions. And they're all really fun. So let's just watch them now and then share some of our initial thoughts, as well as I think would be a fun game for us here, the Chroma team, as well as people in the audience, is as we're watching this, think about what potential tools or workflows the creators used. So let's pull up this first one, which is called it's just called Corpland by Deconstructed. You all see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. I really thought Davis would like that one.
Yeah, that's
That's why I
totally my
chose
alley.
it.
So creepy, so like fever dream.
It's like, hey, let's take, the like super crazy out there, and then we'll combine it with like, what do you call it? Like corporate, everything like 1980s, 1990s corporate, and we'll just like pump that to the
Yeah.
max. It's nice.
I like it. It's pretty straightforward, like with all those crazy visuals and transitions.
Yeah. All right. What do we think? What do you think was used in this project?
I'm gonna
Ooh.
date
You're talking
myself.
about the tools, right?
Yeah. It has a deformy feel to it, but I'm gonna guess that it's Kling first and last. That's my
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or it could
Kling?
be the new 2.5 Infinite. One
Sure.
of those where they're mixing it in with little
Yeah.
bits. It's a lot of end frame or first and last frame type
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. He's got that like fluid motion
Mhm.
in between it all. So we got, it looks like there is image to video here with Midjourney
Mhm.
and then Luma.
Yeah.
And they also cited Google and Sora. So I definitely see that. I feel like people use Luma a lot for that type of like weird transition type video, you know?
It's got a smoother one because now that I'm thinking about it, Kling has those like kind of hard breaks in them, and so does Midjourney. So I'm guessing that the actual full transitions might have been Luma stuff.
Yeah. Alrighty.
That is very true. Luma has some amazing sort of weird schizo-brained like transitions that the other ones don't do.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna thank you for that, X Deconstructed. We're gonna go to the next one, which is called Shaboosh. I think I chose that because I like the name. By Tremo Sang.
To the ceiling tiles, like butterflies on fire. I'm reaching for your paper skin, but touching only air. You mathematics. You're laughing like a music box in slow motion. Acrobatics. Everything is upside down, but somehow makes perfect sense. When you're here beside me in this liquid present tense.
That was Shaboosh. I'll never not get tired of saying that name. But yeah, what do we think was used here?
Many different Midjourney images. That's my first thought. But like it keeps all the color trying to kind of using the same color.
Yeah, they had a very generally consistent cell shaded look, which tells me that whatever they were using, they were able to get that lockdown. So yeah.
So I would say Midjourney and Hailu, but also because I saw that, so I cheated.
You cheated? How did you cheat?
I saw it on the screen for half a second. And my eyes just went I thought about pretending that like I could tell from like pixel density or something and seem like I'm some kind of genius, but no.
Yes, it was Midjourney and Hilo or Minimax. But also, so Tremo Sangha sent us their dev posts, and it looks like there's actually a lot of style transfer done. So they did film, live action, and then did style transfer to get the aesthetic. So I feel like that's probably how you're getting a lot of those like very specific movements and stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have had a bunch of questions in our Discord about categories. So actually, Brogan and Davis, as we watch this, like maybe it would also be great for you to share like which category you think each of these could fit under.
I'm more and more tempted as I see these. Like we need like a what you would call it like Dada category, where it's just like crazy, you know.
Surrealist.
Yeah, actually, yeah, great. That's a great surrealism. Like that would. I feel like AI film is bringing back the surrealist world into film, very much so. So
we need a WTF category.
Going off of Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
like
true.
The $10,000 cash prize. Okay, the next one we have is gonna be a short film. We have The Sea That Dreamed by I'm sorry, I think she's watching in the chat and I'm gonna butcher her name. Roxanne Ducharme. Let's take a look.
Once upon a time, there was a creature named Win, lost in the deep, where cold currents creep. He had no memories, no sky, no shore, only endless water, and nowhere to belong. One day, he drifted against a jar tangled in the sand. Inside, a swirl of silent eyes, each holding a world, a life, a sky. When wind touched the glass, visions poured through. Fields in bloom, skies of blue, laughter, running, falling rain, all the things he had never known, and all the colors he had never seen. Carrying the jar through the endless blue, Win realized he wasn't just seeing others' memories. He was gathering dreams for his own. And when he placed the jar atop a coral tower, the memories drifted into the sea, painting the darkness with light, with color, with song. Win smiled for the first time. He wasn't lost anymore. He had made a world of his own.
right, I'm gonna stop it there because I think she lists what she used like immediately in the credits here. so Noah doesn't cheat again.
No, please don't let me cheat.
Well,
I actually didn't pay attention for the tools. I got lost in the story, so I give that a positive. That's like the most important thing, is that you stop paying attention to the tools.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For some of the creature, because like the consistency, I was thinking about like maybe nano banana for the images, maybe like some of the different angles.
It's either Nano or Sea Dream or Runway Gen 4. One of those three. Or maybe they're like going full Noah and they're like, hey, we built a LoRa and you know. I don't know.
That's a good question. I'm gonna not cheat, but kind of cheat. I saw that it had won some kind of award, so I feel like it has to be a few months old, which means Sea Dream and Nano Banana probably aren't involved. Maybe there could be a context in there giving like the time it came out. I don't know. That's but yeah, it feels Runway or Luma-ish. Like it's got a little bit of a softness, but not so much that it's like distracting.
What about?
Could I say something too about the sound? I actually really thought the sound design on this was excellent. Maybe they were using Luma's sound elements to like a video to sound where you can drop in that. But even still, if they didn't, it was like great. That was like, oh, okay, I see you.
I mean, I'll say 11 because I know that voice, so it's probably an 11 Labs voice.
Yeah. I was more talking about the
the ocean sounds were really nice, and the bubbles and
Yeah, I would, if I did not know the voice itself, I wouldn't have guessed 11 Labs, but yes, it is 11 Labs. And RC made a point that this was also this creator submitted this to Runway's Gen 48 competition, so it is a couple months old, which is great because we're taking submissions from this February onward. So wonderful. And y'all are so good with the context clues for this, because his Runway references in Gen 4, I think, was the main usage of tools here. This is what happens when you're like so AI pilled. You just know all the tools.
Yeah.
Okay, so we watched that amazing film from Roxanne. Thank you for sharing that. And now we're gonna watch was actually a collaboration between her and another creator. I'm gonna butcher this again. Monty Fight. And I thought it was cool because it's got like 40,000 views already. So let's take a look at that film. And I think it's also, was in a few competitions as well. So let's.
They said Shoreline 7 was a dead zone. No life. Just fog. But the day I sent the drone, they were already moving. The ocean shifted. And from the horizon, they rose. Shoreline 7 wasn't dead. It was sealed, abandoned on purpose. We thought the silence meant nothing was there. But the silence was the warning. And we broke it. And I think next time, they'll come for me.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it again because she also quotes what they used. But yeah, I thought that one was pretty epic. I think really clearly like a movie trailer, right?
Yeah, definitely going into the like I would call this like eldritch surrealism.
Little Mermaid meet Cthulhu.
Yeah, that's another.
With drones.
Yes, they're drones.
I love that Walrus King though. He's just chilling there. He's just like, it's great.
Yeah. All right, thoughts on Tools?
I'd probably hit Runway again on this one, probably in the same sort of area. Yeah, and then I would say Artlist because I recognize that Mongolian throat singing song.
Yeah,
so I've used it 1,000 times.
The Tuvian throat singing gets you.
Yeah,
immediately Artlist.
It feels very like Dune, like. Oh, Roxanne said this would go in the what the fuck the WTF category.
Yeah, I definitely actually I thought the lip syncing at the end there was like great. That had to have been probably Act 2. Presumably the base image is some sort of like Mid-Journey generated base, and then a lot of them I can tell are using some sort of like style transfer or like SREF probably from Mid-Journey, where they're like, oh, it's going to have this lighting, it's going to be in this location, it's going to be at this beach. I'm even thinking in my mind like the prompt is strange eldritch horror coming out of a cinematic shot of a strange eldritch horror coming out of the water, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna play this again because I love this little moment, but I think you're right about it being Act 2, but I love that you see just like a different performance from her, and it's like that glitch transition, so maybe there's like 2 clips going on, so it's a very subtle cut between one performance and another performance, which I think is super cool, the trick there. But yeah, it looks like there is some runway going on here, as well as they said Mid-Journey Flux. Look, you get probably the more eldritch horror stuff with Flux versus Mid-Journey, leaning more into the horror element. And then we got a bunch of different video models: Kling, Pika, Runway, Minimax, and Free Pick. So perhaps Free Pick was used to test out all those different models. All right. Great job. I love the collaboration also between 2 very different artists. So next we're gonna watch another short film. This one's a little longer, but really cool, I thought. This is also a little preview, guys, of what our lives are going to be like in November. Just watching so much content.
Your eyes are just like.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. But actually looking forward to it. It's gonna be super fun. All right.
We built this world. Now it's fighting back. Every mistake we made had consequences. We chose screens over skies. Addiction over connection. Speed became our master. Chaos became normal. When we raised our voices, they answered with force. So, we escaped, searching for somewhere safe. But we had already poisoned what fed us. Still, we consumed, bought, used, threw away. The machines learned to think, while we forgot how to feel. They watched everything, recorded everything, until we stopped seeing each other, stopped caring. We numbed the pain, built temples to escape. Money became the only truth. Spectacle, the only escape. Laws became suggestions. But after the collapse, in the silence that followed, we opened our eyes to see what remains. We are human. Or maybe we were human. And this is what survives.
Yeah, so a lot of powerful stuff in that one.
Some of the camera angle, like some of the shots they generate, I think it's really really beautiful. Like the place they put the camera, yeah, that's really like cinematic to me.
I'd say what confused me the most in a good way, that every time they came up on screen, I was just staring, is somehow the cars are all moving in the proper direction. Tires are heading the right way. I mean, I'm sure all of us here on the thing know this. That's one of the most insanely difficult things to get right. And to see it done right over and over and over and over again. I was like, I don't know if you went back and watched like the thing of this, my head's just turning like this every time one came up on the show. It was great. I'm very confused how you were able to pull that off. So that's impressive, to the point where I was like, are half of these just stock footage, jammed in, which is a hard thing to achieve to get to that level of it.
I wonder if it was a
Could be.
style transference
Could
of a
very well
stock
be.
shot, which would be incredible because that it was consistent. Like there's that one shot of the buses,
the white buses
all
where they pass by
headed
each
in the
other and
same
stuff. Yeah,
direction.
and they don't warp or smear
Yeah.
as they move by. Like it got to the point where I was like trying to find artifacts in the whole thing more than anything else.
I'm gonna make a guess here that this either used, because some of it was just too good.
Yeah.
Either using Veo, the new like Veo 3, or Hailuo 02.
Yeah.
Has to. I think. Or maybe Kling.
I was
3.1
thinking
Master.
Midjourney, because there is like some of the shots have like that extreme detail that Midjourney loves, and especially the like those face shots at the end had that like almost overly rich tone to them that Midjourney loves to do, especially on close-ups. And so my thought was that into VO3, and then maybe just some of them out of Midjourney's video, because every once in a while, if you do that, just right, Midjourney's video is clean as crap. But yeah, I would go with you on the VO as being like most likely the candidate, just because it is an incredibly high quality. You start with a first image and you get rid of that VO look, suddenly you've got something really nice.
Yeah. So I actually was not.
Says it's all generated from scratch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The filmmaker Vadim Laska is in the chat. Actually, if he could answer what tools were used, because I actually didn't see it in the submission, but that would be great. Would love to learn that, because it really is beautiful. And I think what is really exemplified in this piece is the power of color. So there's this very consistent grade and film grain across the whole piece. So I feel like it's really common when you're generating with AI, like things will feel like they're from different films because you're just putting together a bunch of clips. So really applaud the work of color here to make it feel consistent across
I
the
would say
whole
it's
thing.
one of those ones that's past just the like general set of like AI filmmaking. The you could have all the tools that they've got and you still wouldn't put that sort of thing out. You just have to. That's time and attention and skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shot selection, very strong. Being able to put certain things together, timing it with the music, timing it with the right the right proper images to match what you're talking about. It's just that was super well made.
So I think we got some answers. We got our answers. Midjourney for the images mostly, then Flux video,
okay,
Incidence as the main one. There's Queen,
okay,
some video, some Luma. I can see Cdance fitting there. The V6 and all those.
I have never played with the Cdance video, so I'm actually curious to see what that's like.
Well, Dramina is one of our title sponsors, so
Yeah.
we will get you in touch because they have a creator partner program.
Oh, nice.
So
that was actually one of the things of like, because Dramina uses Cdance, correct?
Cdance is Dramina.
Cdance is Dramina, this model.
Oh, okay. It's the same model.
Yeah. Dramina has Cdance and the image model and the avatar model as well. Yeah.
Like images,
and
Dream, and then video, Cdance. Yeah.
Yeah. All the names. But yeah, it's probably very recent if we're using Cdance.
Yeah.
3.0 has been recently released. It's very good. It's for all that realism.
Yeah. No, that's impressive if that's able to pull off that. It's great.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go on to our last piece today. This has been really fun. I really want to do this again. But okay, this is another one where I'm gonna have to cheat into like the middle of the video so that we don't see what tools were used. So give me 1 second to do that.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna let this little guy out because he's yelling at me. Go.
Yeah, that last one, what category do we think that should go under? I feel like I could be so many.
Definitely put it under like historical, maybe, because you're trying to do something that's in the world right now, right? You're making social commentary, potentially. You can also put it under maybe like narrative, right, or experimental.
I think historical probably fits the best when it comes to this one, in my opinion.
Really interesting.
There's a little like trying to do almost like a documentary, National Geography, that kind of narrative storytelling with it. So I'm kind of leaning towards that.
But it's a sci-fi story because it is, there's the creatures at the end and
I thought there was.
It feels a lot like I think there was like when was this? I want to say maybe 2 years ago there was a movie called First and Last Men. It feels a lot like that, which is very like voiceover over, just stock sort of imagery, and then that's just like a straight sci-fi film, and it feels kind of the same as that.
Yeah, I would say like because of the sci-fi element at the very end.
I see.
Maybe it would be sci-fi or drama. Yeah. Okay, this one's really fun. I thought it was a good way to close it off.
Who's that? Oh, let me introduce. There's so much noise, chaotic mess, to build my story through lyrical chess. But don't feel threatened, don't you do it by the legend, legend. Now check every second, yeah, of this legend, legend. Show 'em, Aiden. Hey yo, I know you used to conscious verses, heavy thoughts on societal decay. But even lyrical assassins need a goddamn holiday, a sunny day to play. My brain was getting overloaded, too much existential dread and philosophical fixation. Had to switch the vibe to something funky just to save myself from total mental liquidation. They call me the magician of the AI, providing perfect verses attached to every track. The ghost that's drafting code inside a shell, the absolute, in fact, lyrical aristocrat. They say I'm brilliant, say I'm gifted, say my mind is working on a different kind of plane. But guys, I'm just a part-time narcissist who's using his insomnia to fuel a brain that's truly gone insane. Need a break from the noise, chaotic mess, to build my story through lyrical chess. Now do you feel threatened? Don't you do it by the legend, just check every second, yeah, of this legend, legend. Oh, the legend, lyrical legend, lyrical legend, lyrical legend, lyrical legend, lyrical legend. I see them kittens gadgeting in water 7. What a pity that they're never gonna get it. See the precedent, it's evident. You'll never be a talent like me. Forgetting that I'm better at the clever rhetoric. You're checking every metric for attention. It's pathetic, making me feel sick. I'd rather jettison this top into the sea. The problem, yeah, that condescension that merits my attention always kills comprehension. Catch the pressure, makes a suspension. No matter the temporal dimension, it's a downward declension. For you, a true legend's always hungry, that's the #1 convention. I'm my own harshest critic, writing with the furious intention. Inventing legacy, it's artistry. Excuse me, but I'm ready for ascension. While you apes still busy building pretty puzzles out of words, jealousy and petty moments of attention. Stay humble in the game before this dog may start to maim. And if you still don't get the picture, let me remind you of my name. Yeah, what can I say? I'm the lyrical velocity, a verbal monstrosity, a fucking atrocity. Coming at you with the beautiful, brutal, irrefutable, and suitable ferocity. I'm a lyrical phenomenon, an anomaly, and probably the prodigy of a forgotten prophecy. Breaking down the beat with the methodical monotony of a killer with a goddamn doctoral degree. Every syllable's a molecule is pretty cool. I'm meticulously placing in the pattern of political predicament. A prison in a school of mathematical, fanatical, grammatical decision, killing practical, linear, all lyrical division. I'm a radical, an architect. The author of an automatic weapon, every single semicolon is a bullet that I'm sending, and the narrative is never ending. I'm expending every bit of energy into my legacy. I'm building and defending, giving them a catatonic, supersonic, electronic, telekinetic, pathogenic, poetic, panic attack. When I get up on the track, me like an addict for the static cinematic. I'm an automatic quarterback, back. You're never gonna get it if you're lazy, going crazy, leaving everybody hazy in the days. It's amazing with the phrase I'm raising up the bar until it's grazing every star a supernova that's blazing. So forget about the imitators, innovators. Better get in line and recognize the real illuminator, the one and only generator, operator, lyrical creator, commentator, and the ultimate debater. This ain't a temporary visit, this is infinite. I live inside the rhythm and I'm never gonna stop it. They call me lyrical legend cause I'm at the top, and ain't no cat out there ever gonna top this. Say it again. I am the lyrical legend, and if you want the spot, you better fucking top that.
Yeah.
A lot of kittens. A lot of kittens. Are they like
That's how you win me
BO3
over.
kittens?
That's how you win me over, is just have cats in your video.
I was halfway expecting them there to start singing like "I'm the scat man" at the end there and just start going.
It does sound like that.
That was good. That was yeah. I thought it was smart that they used their character didn't have like a face. and they could just have the microphone, because then they didn't have to necessarily like have to do a ton of. You could focus more on the edit, right?
It's that old like in the early days of Cinema 4D when that took over like social media for a little bit, way back when, because I'm an old man. That was like the thing where the astronaut was everywhere because you didn't have to see the face, and you can get away with a lot more by doing that. It's always a good call. I'm going to go with a really outside chance for this one. I'm going to say Pika, because it feels like I had a hard time getting motion out of Pika, and it feels like that might be there. You got a little bit of stuff that every once in a while gets overblown, and it's like early-ish Pika. Probably wrong.
Ooh. So you think it's a little older?
I think so. At least it maybe. But that's just my guess.
Okay. So
I think now that he said that, I think it also could be Pika.
Okay. Davis?
I'm still going with VO3. Sorry for the background.
Okay. I'll just pull this up then. This is the frame I had to hide.
All right.
Where we got,
It might be the LTX that I'm seeing then.
Yeah. So LTX is really interesting. Also another one of our sponsors, but I feel like it's a great way to get that very consistent character. I also thought they did a great job of getting coverage in this like video, like especially I don't know, just the subtle things like him in this chair and just changing the angle to keep it very lively. It's a really great touch. Okay.
Great transition.
Yeah. Okay, the thing that really blew me away though with this video is the song.
The fart got you?
No,
Definitely, that's the
literally
blew me away.
As what I want to know is, was that prompted, or did they like add?
He's
got
to stand up a little bit and fart.
Just stand up, and then obviously, like I'm wondering if that was actually a thing in the song, in the Suno song, but that'd be great if it wasn't. They just like typing in, "I need a sound effect for a fart."
Now I really need to know.
I really want to know like how he prompted that song, because it's like definitely, there's a flow to it. There are different moments, like high moments and lower moments. Also the fart, like that's its own moment. You have to
Suno's like editor has gotten really well, like because I came back to it again like 2 or 3 months ago, and their like editing portion is pretty surprising now. So you can go in and craft stuff rather than just be stuck with whatever you were initially prompted.
Yeah. That's what the Scatman part at the end felt like, was they basically were like, hey, I want to add in a part where he does scat, right? Not he's doing like the rapid fire blah, 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 right? And that was when I was like, okay, this was already really good. Now this is just like the cherry on top of excellence in terms of music. So
yeah. I think I'm still blown away when I hear a song from Suno that I'm like, I want to bop along to this. Like, this is a jam.
Honestly, I didn't pick up on it being a prompted track for a while. It took a little bit before. Maybe I was just focused on the video, but still.
Yeah.
It's a bop, right? That's the term now. That's what the kids are using.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Aiden Yagu, for sharing your work with us. So just to go over what we saw today, we have Corpland by X Deconstructed. We have Shaboosh by, oh gosh, I'm going to say this wrong. Chroma Sangha. We have The Sea That Dreamed by Roxanne Ducharme. Shoreline by Roxanne Ducharme and Monty Fight Studios. What Remains, an AI film by Vadim Laska, and Lyrical Legend by Aiden Yagu. Thank you all for sharing your work with us. We also had a bunch of other people that share their work that we didn't get to see, so thank you for sharing those people as well. Hopefully we get to do this again because I think it was really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so we definitely went over time here, but I think we had fun. Thank you, Davis, Noah, and Brogan for joining us on the live stream. And for anyone who's interested, I'll probably share out the links to everything we watched today, including Noah's film. And everyone, stay connected. We do these live streams twice a week, and our next one on Wednesday, we have some fun guests. Our title sponsor, Free Pick, is joining us, as well as Davide from Grail.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and one last thing, make sure to go to our Discord channel to see all the announcements. And there are several links over there you will definitely want to check.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Talk soon.
See you guys.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
night.
Bye.